I did some further investigations and got in touch with the former coach of the Dutch women's side, just to get an idea of like why would the federation do this? How do the players feel about this, and so on. And so let's take a listen to the chat I had with Roger Tigges, who is a former head coach, now coaches a team in Germany, a hockey team in Germany. So let's get his perspective on things. So just to educate a bit Namibians more about the game of hockey and so on,
Yeah,
and just to get the perspective of someone who I'm not sure if you used to play hockey as well, but someone who coaches hockey as well on
yeah.
the professional side of things.
I played hockey as well. I was a professional hockey player for 20 years
Yeah.
before I went into coaching.
Okay.
Um, I won the Indoor World Cup exactly 10 years ago
Mhm.
with the Holland, with the Netherlands. So this was the biggest achievement. Played some outdoor international talent. Played hoofdklasse like Bundesliga for 40 years, 20 years Premier League in
Mhm.
Holland. And from there on, I started coaching. Played a lot of indoor for the national team. Coaching started in the Netherlands as an assistant for the Amsterdam women.
Yeah.
Then into coaching the Amsterdam women as a full-time coach. Won the national championship, won the European championship, then to Hamburg. So I'm all based in Hamburg now with the Hamburg Polo Club men's team, and this is
Okay.
where I'm at the moment.
And so when did you start playing hockey and when did you join the national team as a player?
Well, I started playing hockey a long, long time ago. I think I was 6 years old. This is the minimum age here in the Netherlands.
Okay.
I had a lot of family playing hockey, so they brought me to the training a couple of times. Some older cousins, and from there on, I was hooked immediately. I like sports anyway. Doesn't matter. I play golf, tennis, padel nowadays, hockey,
Yeah.
everything with a ball. It's okay for me. So I was hooked quite fast. Um, and then I think I was nominated for the national team under 16 when I was 15, and so on and so on. And I think I played my first indoor cap when I was 21, and I played only two outdoor caps, and I think I was 24 back then.
Yeah.
This is sort of a summary of the career of the highlights.
And so, growing up, when you were growing up playing hockey, what's the hockey environment like in the Netherlands? Like, is it a national sport? Is there many opportunities? Did you start at a school or did you
uh,
start at a club from day one?
I think Holland is. There are a lot of different systems, but Holland is one of the biggest systems in hockey. I would say. I think we are the biggest federation with
Yeah,
almost 300,000 or around 300,000 members, which is a lot. With only 18 million inhabitants, if you compare this to I don't know Germany with 18 million people and only 40,000 hockey players, it's an insane number, of course.
yeah,
So I think the KNB is the biggest federation, and in Holland you have a very structured club structure. So there are a lot of small, like local family clubs where you just have a clubhouse and two or three hockey pitches, and most of the people start at a small local club. Of course, there are also some bigger clubs. Always like I don't know, in the Premier League, the hoofdklasse clubs. They became bigger and bigger. They have
yeah,
a better youth development system. So from this small local club where you most players have their first moments and start playing youth until sometimes they go into a smaller club first, men's team or women's team. But if you are very talented, you would probably be picked up by a local bigger club,
yeah.
and from there you get connected to the whole national system. Um, so for me it was a small club in my hometown, Vlaardingen. From there I went to Rotterdam when I was 14,
Mm.
and from there I got in contact with the under 16, under 18 national team, the national league. Uh, I mean, everything is on a national level. It's how do you say? How can you say it? It's transportable. No, it's drivable because Holland obviously is not that big. So if you drive from north to south, it will cost you 3 hours only. or from the east to the west, it's almost similar, like 2.5. So the National League is quite strong. You compete against everybody in Holland. It's also easy to get everybody together to train with the best talented players. You don't need flights from I don't know wherever or whatever. It's quite a nice and unique system, and it's only hockey. So, for example, it's a club structure. You're still there? Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's a club structure. Starts local. Within the local community, there's most of the time 1, 2, 3 bigger clubs. So if you're talented, you go there. It also means that you increase the amount of hockey trainings and so on. Anyway, so you have these small local clubs. They go into some bigger clubs in the same area. And that's where you also increase amount of trainings from 1, 2 times in a week to 3 times in a week. So it gets more professional already. You have the better trainers. From there, you go into the national system if you're talented enough. And it's always a combination. So you always play at the club, and then the national team adds. It comes with it, but not only in the national team.
Yeah, before I let Roger continue there, to add on to what he's saying, the picture that he painted about the infrastructure that they have there, we talk a lot, maybe in general and on the show in particular about infrastructure in sports, and there he laid out a set out pathway for hockey development and a set pipeline essentially for their national team. So, they start identifying players from as early as 6, 7. You play for your local team, but there's a clear path for you to make it to the national team, and that's one of the things that we mean when we say a proper infrastructure is needed. And so on the other side of this, we'll continue to hear from Roger.
You are now tuned in to the Eagle Sports Zone.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Zone. Half an hour past the hour of 6. We are listening to an interview with former Dutch women's hockey head coach Roger Tigges. If you would like to chime in, 0832 0832 401. Let us continue to hear from Roger. So the small local clubs, are they like private, or are they funded by the government or the hockey association? How does that work?
I think they are, as a member, you pay a membership fee, of course. So I think it's mostly private. They're public, so there's no limitation to any club. It's public and everybody can enter. It is with a fee, of course, a membership fee, and this depends on how much facilities you have. How much space, what comes with it. Yeah. Is there a gym? Is there something else? Is there a pool? I don't know whatsoever. And based on this, it's a choice for the person itself, an individual choice. Sometimes, so it can be expensive, of course, and there are also some communities that fund like projects where people that are not able to pay the fee, so they're not capable of becoming a member because it's financially impossible. There are fundings that are helping out these people to get mostly children, into hockey clubs and get to know the hockey culture, and that they can still play a team sport in a normal local club. Yeah. There are like quite a lot of these projects, several projects. Banks do a lot of this, like social projects to get everybody involved. Sometimes the club by itself also takes kids from the community. And I think also sometimes local companies, they sponsor a hockey club in terms of creating a budget to get kids or people that aren't possible to pay into a system, into the club.
So in a long way, he's saying they receive a lot of support from the private sector. He mentioned banks in particular. Is hockey a bigger sport in the Netherlands than football?
No. Absolutely not. No, football is the biggest sport in the Netherlands. I think hockey is number two, but I think tennis is also used to be quite famous in Holland. Then obviously padel. I don't know if it's big in Namibia, but here in Europe, at least in Holland, it's growing.
We just
like
got
crazy
recently here.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's growing like crazy here. So it's unbelievable. So I think this is a combination with tennis and padel growing this association. But I think it's more padel at the moment than tennis. I think tennis is losing to padel.
Yeah.
But I think hockey is still one of the bigger sports in the Netherlands. Still very popular. Obviously, with the men and the women having Olympic success last year in Paris with 2 gold medals, also increases popularity amongst the youth.
Yeah.
So it's obviously possible to create some new heroes in these generations, which is very cool for the youth, for the players themselves as well. I mean, hockey in the Netherlands is definitely popular, but it's not like being a soccer player and earning such a salary that you are settled and sorted for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So it's nice if you're a very good hockey player you can definitely live from it, a luxury life in the moment, but it's not for a lifetime, I would say. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's a popular sport. It's always competing with other sports. I mean, women's soccer, for example, was the last couple of years growing very hard because of some Dutch success. Handball, I don't know if you're very familiar with the sport, but we were world champion 4 to 6 years ago, and suddenly everybody wanted to play handball. Now with the Olympics, it's hockey again, back to hockey again. So it shifts always a little bit, but I think for now hockey is in a good way. Still, the federation needs to work hard to keep and get extra members, but I think in general Holland is one of the better places to be in for being involved in hockey.
Yeah, and so most professional hockey players in Holland is can you live strictly being a hockey player, or do you need a second job?
Well, like I said, I think in the moment, so for example, hockey player, men or women, you if you play the top league like Hoofdklasse, you have a proper salary. It's not crazy, but it's okay. If you study on the side or have like a part-time job, it's okay. Think about 30,000 euro per year. That you can earn. If you're a national team player, this is more. From there it goes up, and then you get extra sponsorships because you're national team player, a stick brand, a clothing brand, maybe some other stuff through social media to be ambassador or the face of a brand, blah, blah, blah. And then it adds up and it adds up. So I think nowadays the national team players, when you're like top 10 and you're a familiar face, you can earn good money over the year. But like I said, you have to be smart with the money to make sure that you can live a little bit extra after your hockey career. And I think a lot of hockey players they won't fully focus on hockey only. It's a very important part of their life, but they all study. It takes longer, obviously, and most take 8 years over a 4-year study. But then again, you go to 2 Olympics, etc., etc., etc. So, it's a bit of how do you say it? What's the word? It's a bit of give and take. You get a lot from being having a great hockey career, but you have some delay in your studies. But in the end, most of them end up having a bachelor or a master degree when they finish hockey,
Mhm.
and they are ready to go into business. And of course, being a familiar hockey player also makes it easier to get into a business or into a company.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so now how I kind of got to contact you is as I said, Namibia is in the Indo Hockey World Cup. And
Yeah,
I was looking up the rankings of the teams in the world, and I saw Netherlands is number one, but
yeah,
they're not in the Hockey World Cup. So then
yeah.
I did a little bit more research, and I discovered that the Dutch Hockey Association made the decision to, I guess, quit
Pull out.
pull
Yeah.
out from international indoor hockey tournaments. Do you have some insight on what that is? If you're allowed to speak on that, I'm not sure.
Well, I think it's not easy to talk about it. I think I gave an interview back then. I was the head coach for the team,
Mm-hmm.
the national indoor team. Probably you know this from your research. That's why I end up here. Um, uh, there's a lot going on in the hockey world. If you look at the hockey calendar, so international hockey is field hockey, outdoor, men, women.
Mm-hmm.
They have Olympics, a World Cup, European Championships. They have Pro League. They have to travel the whole world to be present. I don't know, to play games in India, Argentina, wherever. Then you have to combine it with the Hoofdklasse. Then you have to combine it with indoor hockey. Then you have to combine it with hockey fives, which was a new variation of playing hockey. So all this together was just a lot in the whole international calendar. And this is where Holland said, okay, this is too much. It costs too much money, not only for Holland. You hear this everywhere.
Yeah.
And we need to find a better solution. And for now, we withdraw. This is obviously very special since we are the only one withdrawing. I mean, Germany withdraw from the World Cup where we attended in South Africa. They were not there, but Holland pulled out from indoor hockey completely for now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm indoor. Indoor runs through my veins, so I was very upset, of course, about the decision. On the other hand, you don't know what's all happening behind the scenes, and if it was necessary, yes or no, to make a statement like this, I don't know. Say they pulled back from hockey five, they pulled back from indoor. As a fan, it's a pity for me that we are not involved anymore. But yeah, I cannot. I cannot look in the behind the scenes, what's happening there and what conversation is being how do you say it? What the conversation is behind the scenes. So
Yeah.
I can't really judge it. I mean, I was disappointed, but I don't know if I'm what the correct way is to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I find it very interesting because here, not just in hockey, but in most sports, like the problem is our athletes don't have enough opportunity to play. And then now hearing from you, you're saying is there's too much competitions to play in, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's a very interesting contrast between the two sides of the world.
Yeah, of course. And I think it's not really. Yeah, exactly like you say. But I think with Holland being one of the biggest associations for now competing in almost every event that there is or was, and being like a leading federation or one of the leading federations for a long time already. Looking at Namibia, from what I know, not a lot of hockey members. Competing sometimes in the Africa Cup, sometimes in Africa Cup Indoor, and now World Cup.
Yeah.
I think it's already amazing to see Namibia, from what I know, in the Indoor Hockey World Cup back to back now, I would say. And from what I've seen since I was involved in 2015 or 2016 in South Africa, where Namibia was also represented in PSI. It's super good to see because a lot of the guys, I will be in the World Cup. I will be coaching Austria
Okay. Okay.
The former world, the former world champion or the reigning world champion.
Mhm.
But I will be there and I will see faces that I saw 8 years ago when I started playing in South Africa exhibition matches with, I don't know, DJ Strauss, the goalie, Jacobs, some of these other guys, Bryn Kleek. I
Mhm.
played alongside them, and I also saw a lot of these youngsters that are now competing play in the PSI. So
Yeah.
it's very funny to see that this project is really working off
Yeah.
for Namibia and South Africa as well, because they were competing as well, and Namibia as well. And I
Yeah.
think both have strong sides now, so will be very interesting.
Yeah. No, it's I find it very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, the last question on that. Do you think it's like I don't like is it like a kind of like a protest thing to the World Hockey Federation or the reason for Netherlands pulling out? Because I know it's in football now, for example, I'm a big football fan. Like
Yeah.
you hear a lot of the teams saying Champions League, Euros, all of that, it's a bit too much for the players.
Yeah.
But they don't take it to the extreme of pulling out to the tournaments. But is it a situation like that?
I cannot say, like I said, I don't know what happens behind the scenes most of the time. Uh, I think in the end they want to make a statement with withdrawing as one of the biggest federations withdrawing from events like this.
Okay.
I think part of the reason would be, yeah,
Yeah.
to make sort of a statement, but like I said, I don't know if this is
Yeah.
the real reason, yes or no.
Yeah, you're on the outside
Cannot really
looking in.
tell. Yeah. So
And so, okay, lastly, what would you say the sport of hockey has given you in terms of your off the field? What has hockey given you?
off the field, well, yeah. I mean, in the end, I started playing hockey as a hobby.
Yeah.
Sports as a young kid, falling in love with the sport. Yeah, now I turned 40 this year. I coach in hockey already as a professional for 7, 8 years. So I was one of the lucky guys that was able to make his work, his hobby into his work. Which
Yeah.
is obviously very cool to do.
Mhm.
Um, Besides that, I think is a very wide network in hockey, so you see the world. Like I said, I traveled to South Africa 10 years for 10 years now to grow this PSI project together with Simon Martin. uh, Traveled more than the world, made a lot of friends. Working now in Germany, which is also a great opportunity to work abroad and try to get to know a different culture. Even though the Netherlands and Germany are next to each other, it's still definitely a different culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all this all together, I think it's a very interesting life that you live if you are able to do what I've been doing, playing World Cups over everywhere, hopefully going to the Olympics once if I have the opportunity. So on and on and on. It's a lot of very interesting events, interesting people that you learn to meet. Like I said, traveling the world, it's
Mhm.
great.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for your time.
All good, man. All
And
good.
for the, I know Netherlands is not in, but what are you looking forward to in the Hockey World Cup, in the Indoor World Cup? What are you looking forward to?
No, I hope it will be a nice event. First of all, it's in Croatia, and I'm not so sure about the popularity about the indoor hockey in Croatia. So I hope in the end that will have full crowds.
Yeah.
Um, Having a solid event, good organization. I mean, like I said, I've seen Namibia, South Africa grow up. Would be great to see them compete for trophies, or at least some interesting games and spots in the end. Personally, because I'm involved with Austria, I would love to see Austria go far. And if I can win it with Austria, I'll be the first to win it as a coach and as a player. So
Yeah.
that would be cool, I think.
Yeah. No, that's
But I'm not 100% sure. But let's see. Huh?
Yeah. No, let's hope you make that history.
At least for Holland. So
Yeah.
let's on the men's side. The women, I think there is one already, but on the men's side, first men to do.
Yeah.
But doesn't really matter. No, I just hope it's a good event and that we will have a good time, high quality games. Seeing some African teams doing well would be cool to see.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Roger Tigges giving us a, I would say, exclusive interview there, giving us some insight into the hockey world. Namibia's men's and women's team kick off their campaign tomorrow, and so we will continue to hear from Namibia. That side, we have some